Authorities are now investigating after a Newburgh resident says they received 250 state of Maine election ballots in a private Amazon package delivered to their home. The incident is now raising concerns about the integrity of Maine's elections. The Secretary of State's office says they're investigating, and Maine legislative Republicans have sent a letter to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel requesting a federal investigation. The package was allegedly discovered Tuesday. In a statement to WABI, Secretary of State Shenna Bellows said in part, quote, "Law enforcement is working diligently to determine who is responsible and they will be held accountable," unquote. This incident comes just weeks before Question 1, a voter ID citizens referendum, will appear on the Maine ballot. Maine Republican leadership called this incident alarming and says Mainers deserve answers, accountability, and immediate action.
I think it just follows a long, disturbing trend of failures from the Secretary of State's office, going back to not cooperating with the federal government on our voter rolls, taking President Trump off the ballot, and now this.
The Newburgh resident told the Maine Wire, the online outlet which first reported this story, that she took the ballots to the town for safekeeping. We did reach out to the town clerk today, who declined to comment. We also reached out to Amazon, who tells us they're looking into the incident and will cooperate with authorities during any investigation. We have also reached out to state police and are waiting to hear back.